So what do I mean when I say farming has taught me everything? Um, yeah, I don't talk about it a whole lot, but uh, I grew up on a farm in eastern Kentucky. It was we had 300 something acres. We um, grew tobacco. We had about 12 acres tobacco we grow every year. Um, we had Angus beef cows that we would grow and or grow. We would raise and take them to the stockyard every year or whatever. We was constantly rotating and breeding and different things. But uh, yeah, so farming, as a young man, being young boy, whatever, being in farming, I moved from parents got divorced, moved up to Kentucky with my mom and stepdad and on this farm, right? And so the thing about farming, and the reason why I say it's taught me everything is I actually, the older I get, the more I reflect back on the principles of farming. When from patience of putting something in the ground, investing your hard work, your patience on that product to come to life, and the amount of hard work that it takes to get there, the work ethic that that I learned. I guess I think work ethic is definitely learned, and yeah, the innovation. We were always trying new things with. We were doing waterbed like hydroponic systems. Before it was cool for other things, I guess. But the innovation, the work ethic, the patience, these are all things that am get that I realize I have now. People tell me, say, man, I don't know where you get your work ethic from, and I think back, yeah, well, this is a hell of a lot better than hoeing weeds in 12 acres to back after school all day and football practice, right? This is nothing. I remember back when I was contracting, I was roofing at one time, and man, I was up there slinging that hammer and putting them shingles on and running the air nailer and carrying them bundles up the ladder and stuff. And it was hot. Yeah, I remember one time I stopped and it was hot, dead of summer. 90 degrees outside. You're on top of black shingles on top of a roof, and I mean 110 in the shade probably. Well, there was no shade, just massive, massive amount of heat. And I remember kicking back and saying, you know what, this sucks. This really sucks, but it's not as bad. It's not as bad as being stuck in that tobacco field. Tobacco field pretty much sucked. That was pretty tough. But the work ethic that it taught me, still transcribes in today. I mean, here it is. It's about 8:15 Eastern time, and I've already been here. I've been here 45 minutes in the office before anybody else. I typically stay after everybody else leaves, 5, 6 o'clock. The work ethic, the relentlessness to not stop, but also the patience to understand that it's not just work ethic; it's consecutive. It's work repetitive. It's repeating that hard work every day. So having the patience and understanding that it's repetitive hard work over and over again will produce a crop, right? When you're growing, harvesting, growing tobacco, tobacco starts out in a little bitty old seed. I mean, them things are literally that big, like the size of a pin head, and even that still. The only reason why it's that big is because it's encased in like this green or red, blue, different color fertilize. And so a plant starts such a small little bitty old seed, and this is where the innovation comes from. So we would have these trays. They're styrofoam trays. They have 250 holes in them, and this old timer, he'd come around every year for us, and he would always put our seeds in those trays so we could take them and put them into water beds so they could grow from a seedling up to like a plant looking thing, about that tall. And he would he this old timer probably didn't have a fourth grade education, but he had innovation, right? He had that entrepreneur in him to where he took a piece of plexiglass and drilled a hole in it just smaller than the size of those seeds over top of each one of them squares, right? And then he took a vacuum cleaner and hooked a system on the back of this plexiglass, same size as that tray, and he would cut that vacuum cleaner on, flip that tray upside down, and then he would shake the seeds, hold it at an angle and shake the seeds over top of it. Well, each one of the seeds would grab into one of the holes. He would flip it over, line everything up, and cut the vacuum cleaner off, and then bloop, the seeds would drop. And then, of course, we had about half filled of dirt, 3/4 way filled of dirt, and then we would come back and put the topsoil in there or whatever, the planting mix, dirt, put it over top of it, set aside. And this man would just run through. I mean, we would have hundreds of these trays, these waterbed trays. We'd have hundreds of these things, and to imagine doing that by hand, putting one of them in there it would take months. And so this guy, we would literally in a day knock out our entire crop of trays. And then, of course, we'd take those and plant them. Put them in a water bed and then let them grow. And we would add fertilizer to the water beds. We would cover them to create like a greenhouse effect. It was constant innovation on the farm, right? And I think that's where I get my innovation and my entrepreneur spirit from, and my craving creativity and I really enjoy that still to this day, sort of that unknown, the what if, just that the craving for discovery. And then you mix that again, like I said, with the patience, starting with this little bitty old seed, and then you grow it up to about that tall, and then you got to cut it all down. You literally grow your plants up about that tall, about a foot tall, and then you take them out and you cut them like in half. And again, innovation on that. So how do you cut a bunch of plants? You almost need to mow them, right? Believe it or not, this guy it might have been the same guy. I don't know. He was like a little country Albert Einstein or something. But he took a push mower, put it on stilts, would start it up, and we would literally slide these trays through the push mower, and it would cut the plants in half. And the reason why you did that is to make the stalk thicker, right? So I don't want to get too deep here, but if you take that into like business or doing what you're doing, sometimes you get cut in half. Sometimes you get cut. Sometimes your legs get knocked out underneath of you. Sometimes the deal don't go through. When you're building something, things just don't go right. And those are, character building type of processes, I guess would be the way to say it, character building processes. But they make you stronger, right? So that's the essence of this. They make you stronger, makes the plant stronger. Then we take it, we put it out there, we put it in the field, and we let it grow. And we're constantly harvesting catering to these plants and hoeing and the fields and turning the dirt and fertilize, making sure everything's good. And eventually these plants become 6 foot tall. And then we're ready to take them in and harvest them. And even then, you cut them down, you hang them in the barn. You got to wait till they come into case where they're able to be, stripped and put into a bale to be able to sell it, right? So all this, it's literally almost a year. It's a year-long process to harvest tobacco in that sense. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of patience. It's a lot of innovation. And so I tell you this story because those are things that I still believe in. I still work on them every day. They're just instilled in me. And one thing that the Blue Aura Group, myself, and what I put into the Blue Aura Group is I'm a real firm believer in, trying to distill that into kids today. I want kids to experience gardens and the fruits of their labor and what hard work and patience can get them. And so, I'm pushing hard. I'm going to start mandating everything we do. I'm going to start mandating some sort of community gardening. The community will pay for it, and not the community, the management, myself, the blower. I will come out of pocket if I have to. I'll come down there and I'll even plow the daggum ground. I'm not too proudful to grab a hold of a plow, jump on a tractor and plow the ground and hard up. It ain't beyond me. So. If that's what I've got to do to get plants in the ground and get some product in our community's hands, that's what I want to do. So I just want to share that quick story, let you know about our new mandate about community gardens and how we're going to start implementing those. It may be in the ground. It may be above planters. It may be just windowsill tomato plants. I don't know yet, but I do know that I want those in our communities, and I want people to experience the fruits of their labor. I want them to understand work ethic and also patience. So anyway, you guys have a great Thursday, and we'll see you soon. Take care.